Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Junction. I'm Mark, my co-host Brandon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Game Junction. Checking out a new news clip here.
Yeah, we're going over another news article. This is coming to us from The Verge about a solution to the Nintendo Joy-Con Switch problem. So we'll go ahead and dig into this a little bit and tell you what we think about it afterwards. Alright, so finally a solution to the Switch's Joy-Con drift. After years of dealing with the Joy-Con drift and no satisfactory answers from Nintendo, we may finally have our solution. A company called Gillikit, if I'm not mispronouncing that, created a set of Switch joystick replacements that promise to banish stick drift once and for all. If you're a Switch owner, you're probably well acquainted with Joy-Con drift, which creates annoying false inputs even when you're not touching the thumbsticks. It's been a problem ever since the Switch came out and still hasn't been fully fixed in the new OLED model, although Nintendo says it's made some improvements. While you can send your Joy-Cons away for free repair at Nintendo, or just buy a new set if you want to, drop $60 to do so, the sticks will inevitably start drifting again. Unlike your standard Joy-Cons from Nintendo, Gillikit's joystick replacements use something called Hall effect sensors to essentially make them drift proof. The same technology used by Sega's 90s era Saturn 3D and Dreamcast controllers. As iFixit points out, the sensors use magnetics to detect the joystick's movement, which means none of the components actually rub up against each other and wear out like the sensors used on Joy-Cons do. One of the reasons Joy-Cons drift in the first place is that they use potentiometers. This technology deteriorates over time, resulting in incorrect readings that make your controller seem like it's possessed. In 2021, Nintendo executive Ko Shioda likened the problem to car tires that wear out as the car moves, as they are in constant friction with the ground to rotate. That's where Gillikit's joysticks come in. The sticks, which are available for 29.70 on Amazon, will presumably put an end to frequent Joy-Con replacements and repair orders. That should absolutely not be the case, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll have to install the replacement joysticks yourself, of course, but this video from Fixit, this will all be linked down in the link below, should point you in the right direction when it comes to dismantling the Joy-Cons. Gillikit's joysticks also come with a screwdriver, replacement screws, a tweezer, and a plastic pry tool to help you get started. Oh, I mean, it's nice they're putting everything in there for you.
Yeah. iFixit makes some of the best repair kits you can buy out there, starter kits. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely good to know. While we haven't gotten the chance to try them for ourselves, users on Amazon have left mostly positive reviews. However, there are some saying they leave a small gap between the ring that's supposed to prevent dust and other debris from getting inside the Switch. Although it's unclear how or if this will affect the sticks or the Joy-Con themselves, Gillikit also has replacement joysticks for the Steam Deck, as well as a full-blown King Kong 2 Pro controller with the Hall effect sensors. Keep in mind that adding the third-party sticks could void the warranty on your Switch and Joy-Cons, but is still a potential solution if you're fed up with the stick drift. It's just sad that in the year 2023 we have to go through all these issues. Yeah, it's an issue that shouldn't exist, but it does, and we kind of have to live with it. Hopefully they fix it on their next their console release.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be a pretty great solution if you're just kind of fed up with and you have a lot of issues with the Joy-Con drift, because Hall effect sensors have been used for at least the last 10 years in modded GameCube controllers. And right now you can get a Hall effect sensor board, and it's very expensive, like $250 to get the board for the GameCube controller or for the Wavebird. But it's essentially what professional Smash Bros. Melee fighters use, people that are playing those games. Or if you just want a GameCube controller you're going to have for the rest of your life, whatever. That's what they do for the modded GameCube controller route. And then also for the new announced GameCube Joy-Cons from Nixie, it also uses Hall effect sensors because that's kind of the prime way to go. Like they're not rubbing parts, so there's nothing touching. So essentially, nothing should ever wear out, right? So
Yeah.
it's magnets in there versus actual rubbing plastic, and it's a way that like people that are deep into like modding or in tournament fighting games and stuff like that generally use Hall effect sensor boards for fighting games and stuff like that. So it's a sounds like an optimal solution, but like the article states, you shouldn't have to do that. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be something we should have to replace ourselves. We shouldn't have to send in to Nintendo. Now, granted, I've been lucky that with my OLED, I've not had that issue. Although I did tell you now I'm having an issue with my left trigger button, but that's not the Joy-Con drift.
It's something
Yeah,
completely new.
yeah. Since I got the OLED, I haven't had any drift or anything. But again, that doesn't mean it's fixed, and maybe I just got lucky on that part. But I think
Yeah.
it's a good solution. So
I've
and
had
it's
mine.
relatively cheap. You know,
Yeah.
$30 to so.
Because I think I've had mine for a few years, but I don't. I usually have it docked, so I'm just not using the onboard. But it seems like using decades old technology to solve an issue that shouldn't be there. But I guess this is just cheaper for Nintendo, so like, we'll just deal with this one headache of an issue because it's financially cheaper for us.
Yeah, and then also to be fair, there have been complaints with drift and Xbox One controllers, Series X controllers, PS4 and PS5. It was an issue right off the bat with the PS5 controllers. There were mass reports about. Again, I have not had that issue. I've got three PS5 controllers now. Just have that purple one that you had gotten me. But I have not had any issues with any of those. But apparently, there are also issues with all those controllers. I've not experienced them, but it makes sense. They all do have rubbing mechanical parts, so
Yeah, but it's
I
like,
can, you know,
I mean, it makes sense because if you have millions of these things out there, even if only 0.5% of them had this defect
right,
at launch, that's going to be hundreds or that's going to be thousands of people at the very least that are going to say, "Hey, I've got an issue."
millions. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even if it's the overwhelming majority don't have the problem, it's just a matter of
It's
scale at
still an
that point.
issue. Really,
Yeah,
if even 5% of those people are having issues, they shouldn't be having those issues. That shouldn't be on the consumer to have to replace a new product that comes out of the box with issues. So
I mean, with
yeah, it's a
technology, you're
it's
gonna have of the small percentage. You're gonna run into those occasional issues just because it's technology, but it shouldn't be like a recurring issue.
right. Yeah, I think the Hall effect sensors are doable with there are modded PS5 controllers you can buy for companies like I forget what's the most expensive companies that do like modded controllers, but they use like those type of
Yeah,
controllers and boards in their controllers for those. So like it's doable, but it's going to cost the manufacturer more money, and that's why they're not doing it. So they're
yeah.
going the cheap route, using mechanical parts for these, and they're much cheaper, and that's why we're having these issues. So.
Probably always, as long as this is a thing, they're always gonna use the mechanical because it's less of an issue for them long term.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, hopefully this this solves a solution for people who are having a lot of issues, and might be worth checking out for even one of us at some point.
Yeah,
We'll
you have to
see.
give it a look.
For sure.
It's fairly inexpensive, so definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, if you agree, disagree, got some comment, let us know in the comments down below. Give us a like, give us a sub. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.